This month we're talking about astounding ourselves, literally astounding ourselves by tapping into all that we're capable of doing and being.
Yeah!
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I love that. So I've been giving you a quote that I just paraphrased right now. And who remembers? Okay, here's participation time. Who remembers who said the quote that I've shared the last 2 Sundays? I said I'm going to share it every Sunday, and it's by Thomas Edison. Thank you. Thomas Edison. I'm so happy I'm one person who's paying attention. I heard it from several, more than Jeannie. She just happens to have the loudest voice. That's all. Thomas Edison said, if we did all the things we are capable of doing, we would literally astound ourselves. Yes. And this month, I am wanting us to astound ourselves, which is why I'm saying at the beginning of the service, identify a dream that you have and let everything that we talk about today apply to it, because I want you to go out there in the world and bring what we're talking about into your life so that you astound yourself by bringing that dream into fruition or something even greater than that. All right, so are we up for astounding ourselves? Yes! We've got 2 weeks left, so let's get going. So what we're talking about is success, really, isn't it? And when we astound ourselves with all the things we're capable of doing, that really is referencing we're being successful. But what I've said the last couple of Sundays is you get to define success. Whatever success means to you, it means different things to different people, and only you can know what success is for you. But I do want to give you a beautiful definition of success this morning that I haven't shared before, and you may have heard this already, but it is from one of our New Thought giants, Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "To succeed is to laugh often and much." Okay, well, we're succeeding here, aren't we? That's good. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a little bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Yeah. Isn't that a beautiful definition of success? And it goes right back to one of the first success principles that we talked about, and we're using Jack Canfield. So if you want it, run to the bookstore after service and get it. We'll even sell you this one, which is my model copy up here. One of the first success principles we talked about was getting on purpose. And getting on purpose, there were 2 elements of that, and I won't test you on this, I'll just tell you what they were. That you want to make sure your purpose is about what brings you joy and what is of service. And to me, that Ralph Waldo Emerson quote just screams joy and screams service. So today, to support our continuing this success that brings joy and service, we're going to bring 2 principles out of Jack Canfield's book. And the entire purpose of today, and everything we talk about today, is to raise our vibration. Yes. Is to up-level our vibratory experience, because we know we're all energy. We're energy. We are not energy contained by this physical body, although we think that's all there is. We're energy that goes beyond our physical body, that connects with other energy. So when we raise our energetic vibration, we attract to us high-level energetic vibration, and that is peace and happiness and joy and abundance and flow. Those are all high-level vibrational things. So when we raise our vibration, we connect with those. So we're going to talk about some very practical things today, and you may be thinking, well, that's not very spiritual. Yes, it is. In fact, our work today is high and holy spiritual work. So are you ready for some high and holy spiritual work today? Yes! Good, and I'm glad you said yes, because you are going to work, actually. There are things now you're rethinking that now, aren't you? Like, oh, wait, me, I have to work today? No, I know you're not that. But yeah, I'm going to invite you into a little activity today. So yes, you're up for that as well? Yes! I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad everybody but Jeannie is, because otherwise this service is going to fall kind of flat if you're not willing to play with me. So here we go. To introduce the success principle we'll talk about today, I want to read a quote from Creative Minded Success by Ernest Holmes. In order to have success, we must first conceive it in our own thought.
Yes.
In order to have success, we must first conceive it in our own thought, and I will add, because you know how I like to enhance anyone else's quotes, including my own, we also have to feel it in our hearts. It's not enough just to think it in our thoughts. The quote that I started with this morning, Ernest, he was talking about our thoughts, but then he said things like, we need to be happy and we need to have this attitude of joy. Those are feelings that he's talking about. So in order to have success, we must first conceive it in our thoughts and feel it in our hearts. And one way to do that is to, this is success principle number 26, remember and acknowledge our positive past.
Yes.
Our positive past. Now, some of you may be going, positive past? I don't even know. I don't have a positive past. Well, yeah, you do. If I said to you, this is rhetorical, you don't have to answer, but if I said to you, think of one success that you had last week. Some of them, seeing some heads shake, but so some of you can do that, and I suspect others of you are like, no, sorry, nothing happened. No success last week. But if I said to you, think of a failure, some way you messed up last week. Oh yeah, I got it. Right? We all go there quickly. We tend to do that. Now you guys are more awake, more, I'll just say more awake than maybe others, because we're in this study. But even those of us who are awake tend to more quickly go to our failures than to our successes. There's a reason, there's a psychological reason for this. And it is because our brain remembers things that happen in our past that have a strong emotional charge to them. It doesn't care. It's like the law. It doesn't care if the charge was positive or not so positive. It just remembers things that have strong emotional charges. As kids, think back. Was there more emotional charge around our failures or our successes?
Successes.
Oh, successes? Good for you, whoever said that. Good for you. For many, many people, it was around the failures. For me, I mean, I lived in a relatively healthy family. But, you know, you spilled the milk, or I fought with my sister, and man, we were in trouble, and we got yelled at. And my mom got a switch off of our grandmother's tree and hit us on the legs, but oh, that hurt. So that was high emotion around failure. Successes, well, it was only the big ones anyway that got acknowledged at all, and it was like, yeah, good job. Okay. So our brains remember more the failures and conjure those up, and even as adults, when we're not having all that anymore, we still tend to remember more what we did wrong, quote unquote, than what we do right and the things we've succeeded in. But I want to tell you that I want to turn that around today, because you have succeeded in so many amazing ways that you don't even count as successes, but they are. And when we start counting our successes and realizing them and acknowledging them and appreciating them, we set ourselves up for more success. It's the poker chip theory. I mentioned that last week when I introduced this topic for today. I said, I'm going to tell you what the poker chip theory is. And here it is. It's about success. People who acknowledge their successes are more likely to have more successes because they're willing to take more risk, right? Here's the poker chip analogy. Pretend you're because you have more self-confidence, right, if you're acknowledging your successes. Pretend the poker chips are your self-confidence. All right, so let's say you and I are playing, and I have 100 poker chips, right? And you have 3. Well, let's give you 15. Let's give you 15 poker chips. You make 3 bets of 5 chips, and you're out. Right? How many bets can I make with 5 chips? I can make a bunch of bets with 5. I'm way more willing to be fully in the game than you are with your 15 chips. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the more we acknowledge our successes, and science actually also shows us, and Canfield describes it in more depth than I'm going over right now, but the science has shown us the more we acknowledge our successes, the more self-confidence and self-esteem we have. Therefore, the more willing we are to go for our dreams and go for the success, however you define that, and you are more likely to have it.
Yes.
Yes. So acknowledge your positive past. Well, that's all great, fantastic, makes good sense, good in theory, but it doesn't do a hoot of good unless we actually do something with it. And when we do something with it, we raise our vibration. So are you ready right now to raise your vibration of success?
Yes.
So here we go. I am ready to raise my vibration of success.
I am ready to raise my vibration of success.
By celebrating my successes.
By celebrating my successes.
I have 2 thoughts for you on that then, since you're so ready to do it. 2 ways. Here's the first way. Divide your life into trimesters. 3 trimesters. No matter how old you are, take it and divide it by 3. So the first third, the second third, the current third. All right? And you're going to be doing this in just a minute. There happen to be little cards in the pew pocket in front of you. So if you want to get that out right now, we're going to do this exercise. Because I just don't want to give it to you as homework and you'll go, yeah, I'll do that. And then we'll totally forget about it. I want us to actually do it. So everybody have one? I'm gonna give you examples from my life, because I did this. So just to help you get going. So here's for me. Ages 0 to 20. 0 to 20. I'm loosely giving my age. I learned to ride a bicycle. That was a big success. I went to Baptist summer camp free several years in a row because I memorized most Bible verses. That was a big success. And in junior college, I won the National Secretaries Association Regional Scholarship. Woo! I won 4, but I could type fast, I think that was it. So those were 3 successes that I had between ages 0 and 20. Between 21 and 40, I went back to college at 30. These kids, I went back to college at 30. And I set an intention. I didn't even know about intention setting then. I wasn't in science and I didn't believe this stuff. I didn't know about this stuff. But you don't have to know about it for it to be in effect, right? For it to work. So I set an intention to get 4.0 GPA. And I did. And I did that. So that was a success. And these are like 3 in 1, but they all fit together. So I found religious science. Oh my gosh, huge. I changed my consciousness. Oh my gosh, huge. And I met and married my soulmate. Oh my gosh, huge. Those are like the biggest successes of my life. I'm rolling those all into one. And my last one of my quote unquote 3 in that age range, which was 20 to 40, I learned how to scuba dive, which took a huge amount of getting over fear. Oh, gigantic. So those were 3 things in that area of my life. In the 41 to current, I became an ordained religious science minister. I walked on fire, and I had a hand in helping us buy a church that wasn't for sale, and when it went on for sale, it was twice as expensive as we could afford. And we bought it anyway. That is a success. Now, the thing that happened for me as I did that, I thought of all sorts of other things. Right? I didn't just think about those. I just wrote down those 3 because that's the assignment was 3. But I thought of so much more. And I felt really good. Gee, girl, you accomplished some things. Well, so have you. So I want to take like 2 minutes right now, because I know some of you have been writing already. That's great. But Pam, if you could give us 2 minutes of contemplative music. She's so good at that. Right now, please, right now. And they don't have to be huge. You don't think it has to be some gigantic thing. Anything that you would right now go, yeah, that was a success. Write it down. Just do it right now. How does that feel? I'm seeing some head shake and some
I'm awesome.
smiles. I'm awesome. Yes, you are. How else did that feel? Talk to me for a minute.
It's good.
Feels good.
Not enough room on this page.
Good. Not enough room on that page. I love it.
It was fun.
It was fun. I see a hand. Yeah. Dave. Yeah.
Coming from a place of disempowerment to coming to a place of power.
Going from being in a place of dispowerment to moving into a place of empowerment. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Neat.
It started out a little slow. I thought, oh, what are these accomplishments? And then after I started to get rolling, I got rolling.
So what she said, if you couldn't hear, was it started slow. I couldn't really think of anything, but once I got rolling, I got rolling. That's the idea exactly. Good job. Now here's the deal. If any of you are out there going, I just couldn't do this, I suck, I don't do anything, right? All right, your job at the end of the service is to find a spiritual life coach. And don't just get a prayer. That'd be good. Get a prayer. Make an appointment. I'm giving you this assignment. Make an appointment with a spiritual life coach if you could not do this exercise. Okay? Promise me that if you happen to be there. If you're not, that's fine. Okay. That was one. I said there were two things to do. That was the first one. That's actually the warm-up, and what you said to me is perfect to get us going, because the real job is to make a list, not of 9, which we just did, but to make a list of 100 successes in your life. 100 success. We're not going to take the time to do that right now, because that piece of paper is clearly not big enough. But to do that, I encourage you this week to make your list of 100 successes. Don't think they have to be huge. I'm going to give you your first 5, actually. Here are your first 5. You were born. Success number 1. Success number 2, you learned to sit up. Number 3, you learned to crawl. 4, you learned to walk. 5, you learned to talk. There's 5 right there. You just did 9. That's 86. You've only got, that's however many, you only got 86 more to go. Right? That's 14. You've got 86 more to go. Not such a big list. I want you to do that list, have it with you, or put it by your desk or your computer, wherever you hang out. And whenever you start feeling like, oh, I'm not good at this, I can't get this done, look at that, look what you've done in your life. What is that going to do? Raise your vibration. Celebrating those successes raises your vibration. All right, so that is success principle number 26 from this great book. We're going to move to success principle number 53, which is right in alignment, continues to be in this idea of celebration, and it is to practice uncommon appreciation. To practice uncommon appreciation. When we appreciate what is, we know we attract more to be appreciated. That's the vibratory thing. That's the law. That's how it works. When we appreciate, we attract into our lives more to be appreciated. So now I know many of us do our gratitude lists, our gratitude journals. That's fantastic. Gratitude journals are great. Keep doing them. They're important. They're powerful. Keep doing them. I want to give you a new level of appreciation. All right? It is more than saying I'm grateful for that. That's good and that's great, but it's deeper than that. It's juicier than that. You savor it more. And so let me give you an example. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is every day deeply, deeply appreciate 3 things. I'm going to give you one example. And so you can just look around, and I'm going to appreciate this group of people right here. All right? So I could go, I'm so grateful for the Gods in the House band. I'm so grateful for the Gods in the House band. They're so good. That's good. Here's the deeper level. This dedicated group of people, every single week, learn music. Pam creates charts if that's necessary. She organizes it. Then they all practice on their own for hours sometimes to get the songs if they're new. They come up with innovative ideas. Last week, Michael led the charge, and he and Ed did amazing. They all did it, but just every single week, they show up for us to create a beautiful experience for us here. And I am so appreciative of that. I really, really, really am. Oh, that feels so good. I don't know how they felt. Well, they probably felt good too, but I felt good. That made me feel good. And that just up-leveled my vibration, right? So appreciate, deeply appreciate. In the morning, look around and the sky, your dog, your partner, the unmade bed, I mean, whatever it is, just appreciate it deeply for what it is and go into it and savor the moment. But you also need to do that with you. You need to appreciate you as well at that same level. Identifying our successes helps do that, but there's yet another layer of it. Ernest Holmes says in the Science of Mind textbook at 295, he wrote, we should definitely daily, using our own name, declare the truth about ourselves, realizing that we are reflecting our statements into consciousness and that they will be operated on by it. This is called, in high mysticism, high invocation. Invoking the divine mind, implanting within it seeds of thought relative to oneself. And this is why some of the teachers of olden times used to instruct their pupils to cross their hands over their chest and say, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Definitely teaching them that as they mentally held themselves, they would be held. So you know, of course, what we're going to do right now. Here we go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. One more time. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. And then right now, just in this moment, you don't have to say this out loud, but just to yourself, 3 things that you appreciate about yourself. Just identify them in your mind. 3 things you appreciate about yourself. And one more time. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Here we go.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me.
And that, my friends, is how we celebrate our successes. That is how we raise our vibration. That is how we move into literally astounding ourselves with what we are capable of doing. So I want to leave you a final story about celebration. Some of you have heard it before, but it just has to be told today. It must be told today. So there was a new young monk in a monastery, and he was assigned to help the other monks copy the ancient canons and laws of the church. And this young monk noticed that they were copying from copies. And this young monk went to the abbot and said, I'm just noticing that we are copying from copies. And, it just occurred to me that if ever there was a mistake made from the originals, that would be perpetuated. And it's been hundreds of years. It would be perpetuated for hundreds of years. Anybody ever check that? And the old abbot said, wow, I never even thought about that. That never even occurred to me that might happen, and I think I'll go check. So he went down into the basement. No one had been down there in hundreds of years. So he went down to the basement and to check. And he's studying. And he's studying, and he's reading, and he's reading. And he doesn't come back. And he doesn't come back. And he doesn't come back. And finally, the young monk who kind of caused him to go down there thought, I hope everything's okay. So he went down. And he found the old abbot with his head in his hands, and he's crying, and he's crying. He's, oh, no. And the young abbot says, what's wrong? And the young monk says, what's wrong? The abbot said, we got it wrong. We got the word wrong. And the young monk says, what are you talking about? What word? He said, the word is celebrate. Raise our vibration.
Freedom. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! Woo! Come on! Let's celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate your life. Come on! Let's celebrate. There's something good happening right here. A celebration to last throughout the year. So bring your victories and aspirations too. We're gonna celebrate your successes with you. Come on now. Celebration. Come on, celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you.